Hi, my name is Joe Luciano. I'm a full-time realtor with Bentley's Real Estate out of Newburyport, Massachusetts. Before you start going to open houses, scheduling showings, there's 3 things you should do first. Number 1, assemble your team. Number 2, know your budget. Number 3, understand why you're moving so you can clearly differentiate between your wants and needs when searching. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is assemble your team. This includes your realtor, your lender, and possibly your attorney. If you have either a trusted lender or a trusted realtor, you can certainly ask them for recommendations on a good pick for the other one, as they've most certainly worked with a number of professionals and they know who they like, they know who's good, and they know who will get the job done. There's a number of different ways you can find your realtor. You could ask a friend or family member, maybe a neighbor, someone who just recently closed on their home, and ask if they had a good experience with their realtor. You can also look up who has had a lot of sales or who has a lot of experience in the particular neighborhood or area that you're interested in moving to. I think Realtor.com has a pretty great program for this. Or you may want to find someone who's putting out helpful information on social media. When it comes to finding a realtor, there is one thing I would put a little bit of caution towards, and that is finding someone through the big websites like Zillow, Realtor, or Redfin, through their schedule tour or reach out to a buyer's agent feature. When you request a tour or ask for more information on one of these platforms, you're just being connected to a realtor who's paying for you and your information as a lead. And this could be anyone. There's no vetting or qualification process to whoever gets to pay for these leads. And you might get someone that's really good and really experienced, but you might also not. It's a bit of an unknown and a gamble on who they'll hand you to, so just do a little bit of vetting beforehand. I'd encourage you to interview 3 different realtors. Find someone that's familiar with the area that you're interested in, find someone that has a decent level of experience, and then you're gonna really wanna find someone, and I think this is honestly the most important part, that you're gonna enjoy working with. Buying a home is a stressful process. It's not exactly a fun process. So if you can work with someone that's gonna at least make it a little bit more enjoyable, that's absolutely worth doing. It's a stressful process. It can be an emotional process. You might as well do it with someone that you like. When it comes to your realtor's compensation as a buyer's agent, you don't have to pay your realtor anything directly. Your realtor will be paid by the seller, as the seller will be paying all of the commissions as whatever's agreed upon in their listing agreement with their side. Okay, so we won't really need an attorney in the process at this stage just yet, but if you want to go ahead and find someone and get that all sorted out now, great. The best thing that I've found is when your realtor, your lender, and your attorney are all on the same page and working together, effectively communicating. I like to call this the dream team. When everyone is on the same page, it makes the communication super seamless, and it will make the process much more enjoyable and seamless for you as well. Once you know who you're going to be working with, the next step in the process is get your pre-approval and figure out your financing. Now, if you're planning to pay cash, you can skip this step entirely, as there's no need for a mortgage. Whichever lender you decide to work with will most likely have an online application portal which they'll request a series of different documents. Generally, they're going to want the past few years of your tax statements. They're also going to want any income documents. They're going to want bank statements, pay stubs, basically anything regarding your pay, income, balances, they're going to want it. In getting a pre-approval, the lender or loan officer will pull your credit. A lot of people worry about your credit being pulled, but this is really no big deal. Your credit score will hardly be impacted. Even if you were to shop around between different loan officers, different lenders, and you want to shop and compare rates, as long as you do it within the same time frame, you should be good as well. It'll only count as one pull. And I will also add, I know some lenders have like a soft pull method, or they have a way that basically checks your credit score without even marking as a pull. So that could be another way to get a pre-approval without that initial resistance. So with all of this information, the lender will be able to analyze your income, figure out how much you make, how much you have, and they will be able to give you a pre-approval letter. Now, maybe you're not just ready quite yet to purchase a home, but you want to get a better deal or a better rate. A benefit to talking to a loan officer or a lender early in the process is that they can actually help guide you along the path to get you into a better loan or a better program. They can kind of tell you, okay, let's pay down this loan, let's work down this balance, let's pay off this credit card, let's build up your credit score a little bit by doing different tactics. They could even send you towards a credit repair agency to help you get ultimately a better rate and a better deal on your loan. If you're very organized, the pre-approval should be no big deal. Oftentimes, if you're organized, the lender could have this pre-approval letter turned around in a day or two, or maybe a couple of days. The pre-approval should give you an idea on what you'll qualify for in your max purchase price, and then also an idea on your monthly payments. You know, your budget doesn't necessarily have to be the max amount of money that you can qualify for or the max amount of money that you can spend. You certainly don't want to be house poor. While talking to your lender and going through the pre-approval process, your lender will also be able to point you in the right direction towards different loan programs and different promotions that they have going on. This will vary greatly from person to person and will depend on your unique situation. There's of course a typical conventional loan, but it may also make sense to go with an FHA loan. If you served in the military, perhaps you qualify for a VA loan. If you're in a rural area, or if you have the, I think, right income limits or size of family, you could go with a USDA loan. There's basically there's like an infinite number of options you can go with, plus a ton of other different avenues and potential programs to go with you and your specific situation. With your pre-approval, your lender will also be able to calculate your closing cost and how much money you'll have to bring to closing or due at closing. Okay, so we have our team in place, you have your pre-approval, we're almost ready to start looking at homes. But before you start going out and looking at homes, I think it's really important to take a step back and think about why it is that you're moving. Do you need more space? Do you want to be in a better neighborhood? Are you looking at this as a financial decision, maybe as more of an investment? These are all important things to consider when getting ready to move, so you can make a clear decision and think with clarity in what's oftentimes an emotional and stressful process. The best thing you can do with decision making is have a clear head. And whatever the reasons are to why you're moving, it's really important to be able to separate your wants and your needs, all while being within your budget. You may want a 2-car garage, but you need that 4th bedroom. So when looking at homes, you may think emotionally, but just remember, stay on track and go for what you need over what you want. Also keep in mind, while looking at homes, certain things can be changed while others are more difficult to be changed or just simply can't be changed. These are all questions and conversations you should have if you're either buying alone or buying with a partner or a spouse. Make sure you guys are on the same page ahead of time before you go out and start looking. Please, please, please do not let shopping for a home ruin your marriage. All right, now that we have our team in place and up-to-date pre-approval and we know what it is exactly that we're looking for, we can do the fun part of looking for a new home.